Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get your secret pet Jenafur. The secret's been going on for a very long time, and I'll take you from the start here to the end. First of all, we needed to find the first NPC, which was Amara Lunister, who's located in Ashenvale at 1749. So once you head there, you'll find her in the moonlight there. And when you talk to her, she'll have a dialogue option. And when you click that dialogue option, you start the secret. That's the start point of the secret. And she'll say, keep an eye out for my cat. So that was the second hint. So the second hint sent us to the Crazy Cat Lady. The Crazy Cat Lady is located in Elwyn Forest. So you need to either go to Stormwind if you're Alliance or get to Elwyn Forest as quick as you can as a Horde. And we're going to head to 4453 to the Crazy Cat Lady's house. So once we get there, and I'll go into more detail on prior parts of this, which I'll mention again later on. I'll go into more detail about how we came up with things. Not we necessarily. I definitely didn't come up with any of this stuff. This is about when I joined the secret and then I got stuck here. So we went to the Cat Lady's house just because it simply says, keep an eye out for my cat, will you, basically. So if you look over here in the corner, you'll see a dish. Now, as of last check, you actually didn't have to click the dish, but I definitely recommend doing it. It doesn't appear to necessarily do anything as far as solving the secret, but it is clickable, so I do suggest you click on it and get that little message there. It has Nash marks on the thing. And then you're going to, the way we found where to go next is there's kibbles that are spilled outside the bowl. There's one further down on another board. And if you draw a line towards them, they do kind of point towards Karazhan. So people went inside Old Karazhan and New Karazhan. And upon going into New Karazhan, you quickly find out that there's food all over the place that you can click on and put into your inventory. So that's how people knew we needed to be in New Karazhan. So that's where we are going to head next. So we should pick up here in New Karazhan. So this is just me re-clearing it to get to the point where you can do this. So you kind of want to clear out the Opera Hall, then like the room outside the Opera Hall, down in Morose's room. Obviously you have to clear up to it as well. And then the hallways toward the Maiden's room and all those NPCs as well, which you'll see where we are when we get there. And I will go into more detail about the little clues that are here in Kara as well. I don't know if I'll be able to get to them in this video because I do want to just get people their pet and not completely bog them down. So here I am clearing the Opera Hall. In here, we actually found 2 more sets of kibble. So we found the kibble at the Cat Lady's house. And in this room, there's 2 sets of kibble by the stairs. This is important because it does kind of set up where we should place the food at. That's probably one of the most important parts of it. So it's in front of the stairs here. I won't actually show you it in this video. I have an intro to Jenafur video if you kind of want more on the backstory of everything in Karazhan that was tried and thoughts on that. Sebastian, the organ player over there, also had a new dialogue as well. So here we are in the final sleeping quarters. You do not have to pick on the foods right now. I'm just kind of showing you some things. Here we are in the final servants' quarters on the way to Maiden's room, and in that room you'll find a piece of chicken, and then over here 4 tiles, and then four tiles to the side, 4 tiles or sideways and up or whatever you want to call it. 4x4, you'll find a steak behind that chair, and then if you go 4 out and 4 over again, you'll find fish on the floor, and then if you go 4 up and 4 over one more time here, you'll find a meaty morsel on a table. Now this exact pattern was found, and there's another 4x4 outside of here, which we'll head to next. This pattern was actually found multiple times by the Secret Finding Discord, or acknowledged multiple times, but nobody really knew what to do with it, and it was only 5 foods that followed this pattern, these 5, and 5 didn't really seem to match up with anything. So out here, it's obviously harder to go 4x4 when you have to go through a wall, but out here there'll be a steak on the floor on the carpet. Again, you don't have to pick it up right now. I'm just showing you this. Now this is where everyone would kind of just get rid of this theory, but this guy named Paul, who doesn't play World of Warcraft actually, just kind of put it to the sheet music. So the NPC's name is Amara. There's a story behind it. Again, I get into it a little bit more, I believe, in my intro to Jenafur video. But there's a girl who had cancer, I believe, and Make-A-Wish. She wanted to have a secret in the game, or a pet in the game, or something like that. And so there's actually a song called Amara's Wish, and the foods are basically put to the sheet music of that. So that's how this person figured it out. However, there are other ways to figure it out. The food in Morose's room, also there's 3 meats in there that follow the 4x4 pattern, the same 4x4 pattern that we were just using. You can follow those in Morose's room as well. So you could just draw the connection there and then know that there's a big spacing out. Also, it is technically twice the distance to the first food in Morose's room from that steak we just picked up on the carpet. So here we are in Morose's room, and like I said, so to get there, there's no way to get here going 4x4. But if you go, I don't think it was 8x8, but it might have been 8x8. Actually, it does work out pretty well. It does. You do have to count the jump. You have to jump down from the balcony to get down here. You don't have to jump down. You can go all the way around, but you can jump down from the balcony. If you do that, it is, I think, 8x8. So that's maybe a wonky way to do it as well. So there's sheet music. There's a possible wonky way by counting the tiles a little sketchily. And then there's putting it to the sheet music to kind of figure this out. So if you didn't know which one, I am kind of doing a 4x4 here just to kind of show you. So there's a piece of chicken on the carpet. And if you go 4x4, you'll get to some fish over there. And then go back to it. And if you go 4x4 the other way, you will find a slathered rib. There's 2 slathered ribs on the table. You want the one that's not on the plate specifically. So this is a good time to just get into a little bit more. So 4x4 played a role because there's 4 kibbles in 2 piles. So 4x4 sets, it's like a stanza or whatever, sets the beat. So 4x4 has a lot of play here in Karazhan from other clues. The voice line of the organ player, like I mentioned, did change to music is the key to happiness. So music, another clue there. And so that's where all this musical stuff's coming into play. So now we're just going to go back through and actually pick up the foods and then place them down, and then you will actually get your pet. I did want to make a little explanation though, because I didn't want people just to wonder really hardcore, like, what on earth are you doing? So this final part, once again, was figured out by some guy named Paul. He just kind of put it to sheet music essentially and based it off this first meat line, I guess it was called, in the Secret Finding Discord. And credit to that guy as well. I believe his name was Raere in there for this meat line thing that he came up with. And that's what he kind of based this off of. So you pick up the chicken, you go behind the chair, pick up that. And then we're just going to pick up the same foods that I just showed you in order. We already have killed all the NPCs now, so don't have to worry about that. And so huge credit to them, huge credit to everyone. There was a tile theory as well. I believe that person's name was Alifer in the Discord. While I didn't use that theory exactly, this is kind of the same idea of counting tiles. So they were on the right track there. The meat line was on the right track. Actually, there's a guy as well. I can't remember this guy's name. He actually had this pattern exactly. I believe he might have even shown a picture of the opera hall with these exact placements, but he didn't know what food to place. So maybe if everyone could have teamed up on that or something, maybe they could have come up with that on their own. So I'm grabbing the rib first, then the chicken, then the fish, and because that's the order we're going to place it down in. So rib, chicken, fish in this room. And again, the rib that's not on the plate. If you mess up for some reason, it will respawn and you can just try it again. So don't worry if you do mess up. It's very forgiving. It's a 10-minute cooldown on or a 10-minute respawn on the food, but it's still rather forgiving. So next we'll head to the opera hall. This is where we found the kibbles, the same kibbles that were in the cat lady's house. I spent a lot of time on the kibbles myself. I don't know much about music, so I didn't think I was going to be a huge help to this. And if you really if they did design it for you to use the sheet music, then I definitely wouldn't have been any use to this. But so the kibbles, like I mentioned, are right in front of the stairs to my right. So if you picture a music staff, so they would be on the very left side. So you don't want to start there. We're going to start one line over, and we're going to start right here. and we're just going to place them down in order that we picked them up. So we'll start there, and then we'll place the next one. And the first 5, just like the first 5 foods that are all just 4x4, we're just going to put them all one over, one up, essentially in a diagonal line for the first 5 foods. And then since there was a big gap to get to the others, we place the final 3 foods over here, and then up here, and then one down would be the fishy bits. So after you place all these, if you did it correctly, you're going to get a meow from Jenafur. And I couldn't find her at first personally, so I did /tar Jenafur. However, she is over where you first place down the stuff, and you just actually click on her and pet her and get her as a pet, and that's simply it. Some people we speculated highly that there would be more steps after this, but this is it. It was just finding the right placement. Again, credit to the Discord, the Secret Finding Discord. Credit to the people I mentioned. There was Raere. There was like that Jenafur tile theory, I believe it was called. I'm sorry if you're saying your name wrong and you are watching this for some reason. Credit to them. Credit to the guy who actually solved it, even though he doesn't play World of Warcraft, because that's kind of cool that you took the time to solve this and get the final say there. And credit to everybody. There's a bunch of people working on musical theories as well, even if they weren't exactly the same. I believe a guy named Chad working on a lot of musical theories. There's tons of people I'm probably not naming that helped out as well, but these are ones that are coming to mind that make the most sense with the actual solving of the puzzle, I guess you would say. But everybody in there deserves a lot of credit. There's all kinds of people in there trying, even if they weren't coming up with great things. Just tons of people. This one lasted forever. It took forever to solve, and it was really cool. So kind of crazy if it does take the music, the sheet music to solve this, because that's not in the game. I do have a feeling, just the overlay of it does kind of work. Like I mentioned, you might just be like a tile or 2 off, and you could just try a couple times if you were certain about it. So you'd get the 5 correct, the first 5, then you just have to figure out where to set these final 3 if you did like an overlay method. However, like I mentioned, I do believe that tiles work out as well. You do have to count it a little bit wonky, but I believe the tiles work out as well. That can kind of give you a hint as to where to put them as well. So that's it for this. Congrats on your pet if you just got the pet and were following along with me. Really cool. Once again, shout out to everybody. I spent a lot of time in the Discord myself. Too much time. I was complaining to my guild about it at one point until I finally cut myself off. But as always, I ask you to please subscribe because that helps me out a ton. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.